Hey there, Angie Wagler
And Paul Wagler.
for Arise Now.
And the 2-minute wake-up call.
Well, we've just finished 6 weeks of our Supercharged Memory Group with Paul Wagler, where we memorized Scripture, Paul,
Yes.
for 6 weeks with others who joined us
On Zoom.
on Zoom.
Yeah.
And it was a great success.
Yeah, it was a wonderful time of doing that together. And Angie and I weren't just leading the group, we participated by memorizing some scripture as well. And one of the verses I memorized was from James 3, verse 18, which says, "Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness." And that kind of connects with one of the verses you memorized.
Right. I was memorizing the Beatitudes from Matthew 5, and one of the Beatitudes is, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God."
Yeah, so peacemakers, what are they? Well, sometimes in our society and in our times we hear the word peacekeepers. And in Canada, sometimes we have seen that our soldiers have gone to other parts of the world where there's been a conflict, and then there's the beginnings of peace beginning to happen and come together, that they're sent in there to help maintain the peace and help establish it even further. That's a peacekeeper. Or maybe sometimes even in our relationships with family or in coworkers or friends, we might use that word where we're just trying to keep the peace. Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about being a peacemaker. And so that would be bringing peace into a situation where there isn't peace, and helping create it. Well, how can we do that? How does that happen?
Well, I think to bring peace into a situation, we have to have some peace to be able to do that. And so how do we live in a way where we have peace in our lives?
Yeah, and I think as followers of Jesus, the key thing that I remind myself regularly is from Colossians 3:15, where Paul writes and he says, "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts." So that's where there's all sorts of things that want to come in and take away my peace. And I remind myself, let the peace of Christ rule in my heart. And we also know in another passage where he talks about the peace that passes understanding will guard our hearts and minds. And so the peace of Jesus ruling in us, guarding our hearts and minds, is so crucial. And that enables us then, when we go into situations where there is conflict, where there's animosity, where there's tension, that we can be a calming presence, and we can help bring opposing parties together and help create a peaceful situation where there wasn't peace before.
You know, in the next several weeks, we're doing a study in Ephesians 1 on living by revelation. And one of the themes that we're going to be talking about coming up is about this sons of God theme, like peacemakers will be known as sons of God. We want to invite you to join us on our Sunday morning program, either when we're live on Facebook or afterwards. You can find us on Facebook or YouTube if you're interested to know more about sons of God and living by revelation.
That's right. It's so important to have that revelation and understanding, and we're wanting to be on this journey together with you. So remember, peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness, and they will also be called the sons of God. And until we meet again,
Stay awake
and stay alert.